from the break. You're still watching NTV Sport Nights. Thank you for your company. We are now going to talk about the Pearl of Africa Uganda Rally. And joining us in the studio today is Omar Mayanja. Omar, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Mabel, and good evening.
The clerk of the course, and Albert Ofong, who is the events manager. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Nice to be on the show.
And I will not introduce Isma, who I don't know if he wants to be introduced again. But I will start with you, Omar. Rally is a test of endurance, really. So as we look forward to what's happening in the future, how tough is this course?
Yeah, so the course that I've designed for the Pearl of Africa Rally is, I'd say it's tougher than what we normally have on the national championship. The stages are because we have a requirement by the FIA to keep the average speed lower than what we normally have. So
what's the speed limit?
There's no speed limit as such. I mean, we'll have places where we'll be able to go maybe as fast as maybe 160 kilometers an hour, but the average speed of a particular stage, so we have a stage, the first stage for instance is 26 kilometers in length, but the average speed for that, you know, should be maybe around 90 kilometers an hour, and that means that you'll have a car ranging anywhere between 60 for the slow corners and maybe 140 where it's really quick. But you don't have very many long straights, you know, what you call stretches, where you have a car just going, you know, in one direction for 2 kilometers. You know, we have a lot of changes of directions because it's in sugarcane plantations as well. But it is that we don't have potholes. It's not like our city, you know, the roads are quite smooth, and yeah, it should be good fun.
Okay, well, and in terms of numbers, what numbers are you projecting?
Number of entries between 35 and 40. Yes.
That's a good number.
Yes.
I think.
And Omar, those are supposed to be split because considering this is the biggest event on the Ugandan Rally calendar, those are supposed to be split into the Africa Rally Championship drivers and then the Omars. Who are in there for the thrill.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Totally
correct.
different. So how many of these ARC drivers?
Okay. Yeah, so we expect up to 10 ARC competitors, including the Ugandans.
Okay.
As you know, in Uganda, Yasin Nasa is competing for the ARC, as is Just Mangat,
Innocent Bwamiki.
Yeah. And then we have the Karan Patels from Kenya, Makreki Mathi, Jeremy Wahome, you know, and a few others from the continent. We have some other local drivers who are not registered for the ARC, but they'll be competing in that category because their cars qualify for that. People like Byron Rugomoka, you know, our 2022 champion. So I think he'll be registered. He'll be competing with the ARC class. So for the NRC class, obviously we have the normal regulars, except we might not have as many. We won't have the entire, you know, everybody coming out, and it's because some cars might not be able to meet the stringent safety standards for the FIA.
Now, Albert, he's going to talk a lot about do things with the course, but yours is the actual organization of the event. For our viewers, let's start with the basic minimum, the dates and where.
The event is going to run through from the 3rd of May. We start with the scrutineering, which is where they check the cars, and it will run through and end on the 7th of May. Our destination, we're taking this event to Eastern Uganda. The event is revolving around the city of Jinja. We are basically rallying on both sides of the bridge. We have Saturday, which will be on what I would call the Kampala side, which is more towards Kampala. And then on Sunday, we end on what I would call the Kaliro side or Bwikwe side. Our event is the Pearl of Africa, which is sponsored by one of our sponsors who's been with us for a long time, which is the Shell brand. This event is meant to give to the Eastern region a lot of excitement, but also a lot of income. We definitely, as of now, if you went to Jinja to look for where to sleep over that weekend, it would be a tough order. So we are going to showcase that part of the country, because motorsport is one of the biggest domestic tourism products that we have. And Uganda as a country is #1 in this particular rallying discipline on the continent. Mr. Omar has just told us that we get between 30 to 40 entries. There's no event on the calendar of the ARC that gets that number. Any of the drivers who've been here, all the defending champions, always wish to rally in Uganda. The last ARC champion who came from Zambia, the one you're watching on the screen right now, Gomez, he says, his comment was, if you have not rallied in Uganda, then you have not rallied in Africa. We have the biggest fan base on the continent.
And you know, that's where I was coming, because now this is where your work starts. Albert, it's not enough. And I like the fact that because I've been part of rally, covering these Omars race quite a bit. I think from 2008 when I started doing this work, but I'd been to rallies before, especially the sprints. When I was young, I did not have the money to get out of town. Then I was lucky to get a job where I could go to my boss and sign an invoice and then make my way to Luwero, wherever you were racing in Mbarara. But I like I'm happy to report that there's a considerable improvement in terms of safety. When I first covered rally 15 or so years ago, I was very lucky that every time, because I was minding my own life, I kept quite a safe distance, but also was able to see the facts of what was happening in these rally routes. Now, in the last few years when I've gone to a rally, I've noticed that either they are in closed routes, especially in the sugarcane, or there's a bit of an education. I don't know whether it's the fans have become smarter, yet sometimes I think the numbers have grown from previous events, but then there isn't. Omar would say here, when he started racing, I think it was very difficult to have 7 National Rally Championship events in a year and not experience 4 accidents in that year. Now, you get through an entire year, and maybe there is a minor incident, one of them in a transport section, or there is none for the entire season. And this is where, Albert, when you're appealing to fans, you need to give them this constant reminder that these cars are very dangerous. When you people gave me my first tag to cover rally, the first thing I saw on my tag was motorsport can be dangerous. And I wanted to remove can be and say it's dangerous. I thought they were being very kind with the language.
So basically what has happened has been a deliberate move, not only from the local body, the Federation of Motorsport Clubs of Uganda, but from our umbrella body, which is the FIA, to design these events to make them safer. One, our stages are now shorter. Two, we use closed routes because the speeds have definitely gone high. So in terms of the driver, he's driving on a road which is assumed 100% closed to him. So it gives him the ability to do that. We have designed in such a way, as you're watching there, the spectator is far away from the track. And we have educated them. We have fans clubs, which we have had interactions with about what is the benefit of being safe. First of all, for their lives, #1. Two, for the event also, because events which are not safe mean that we might not have events and you miss what you want to watch the most. Unfortunately enough for us, the fans have bought into it, which is very good. In our organization of this event, we have fans as part of the organization, and their major aim is to be able to educate the fan on what should be done and also to guide the organizer on what the fan wants. You see, the fan is one of the most important stakeholders in this sport of ours, because he is the main reason why the manufacturer invests in the car we see. Because he wants him to buy a car like that. Is the main reason why the product of our main sponsor is there.
You actually remind me that maybe half of the rally drivers in Uganda were fans. Then they started with the Subaru on the street, then eventually bought the car. Some of them have had to put roll cages which are not factory made, just to get the thrill of the rally.
I could give you an interesting scenario, because I watched Umaru drive first, and He was driving at the time, I think it was Mitsubishi Gallant.
Yeah.
And I spectated Umaru, and eventually I also started driving.
Yeah.
So all of us come from being a spectator. And the benefit of it is that when you're a spectator, you assume what the car is doing there is very easy. But when you actually get involved with it, you discover it's not that easy. But to me, there is, personally, I don't think there's anything as exciting as driving a rally car.
Now, the other one, and I'm taking Mabel's job. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose your job.
Yeah.
So there's something. Where do the fans watch a rally? Omar, you're the person, as clerk, of course, who designs the route. There must be specific areas that have very nice viewing points where you'd tell fans watching NTV today that when you come to the rally the other week, these are the places you should be able to watch the cars very well.
And maybe you can tell us how many numbers you're expecting or you think.
Of the fans.
Yeah.
The fans, okay. Okay, I think Albert will answer that part. So, yeah, so when we were designing the route, because you might have had the year before we actually had a yellow card from the FIA.
Yeah.
So then last year, when we did the rally last year, again around Lugazi, that yellow card was lifted because the rally had been organized very well. So when I was given the job of COC, I thought I was just going to go to the same route and make it easy, make it better. However, our sponsor, Vivo Energy, V-Power, insisted that we needed to really improve the fan experience. That instead of the fans going and looking for where the rally cars are, the rally cars need to find the fans. They need to be in one place, and the rally cars need to come to them. So what we've done, what we've been able to do, is to actually have, for Saturday, we actually have this one viewing point where the fans will be able to watch the cars 4 times. And the 4 times is not a single stage that is running 4 times. No, it is 2 different stages that basically come the way you'd have maybe the shape of an X. You have one stage coming this way, another stage coming that way. So you sit in that one place. These cars come past you going this way, these ones this way, and so you're watching that twice. And again, this rally is not in Imbarara, it is not in Arua. You know, this rally is just here. It's just, you could actually sleep at your house in Kampala and get out there and actually
he can go to his village.
Yes. So where is your village?
Bugweri, Idudi.
No, that's very far.
Yeah.
So
that's past the rally.
So if you go to Buyukwe,
if
you go to Buyukwe and you just drive through from Lugazi, you turn onto the road that takes you to Buyukwe, get to Buyukwe town, and then about 5 kilometers out of Buyukwe town, heading towards Nyenga. Right there on that, it's a Maram road, but it's a big, nice, big Maram road with a nice town. You sit there, and this is where there's nice parking. There's going to be catering. There's going to be, you know,
there's going to be an economy.
An economy there. There's going to be entertainment. So that is our main arena. This is our Nambole for watching the rally on Saturday. We have another stage in Luala Tea Estate, which is on the other side of course, now on the north side of Ginger Highway. There is also a viewing point there for people who might choose to go that side, but this one is better. The other one, what is better about is because you can see the cars from around the 4th kilometer through the 8th kilometer and up to the 14th kilometer. So the cars are just, you know, designed the route in such a way that the cars come through view of the spectator so many times. Then on Sunday, the main viewing point is the Bujagali, which is right by the river. It's a very beautiful site. So for people who want to sit down, camp, get some fish, you know, and just relax and hang out, you can hang out while the cars are running, and we'll have the cars going through there again twice on Sunday. So those are our main viewing points. About the numbers, Albert.
The numbers for a rally. Well, first and foremost, I would like to say that we have interest not only from within Uganda. We have interest from the East African region. We have people coming in from Burundi, Rwanda, our neighbors, Kenya, Southern Sudan. So we have a very big interest coming into the country. We did the statistics one time to find out how many people go for a rally. And you'll be amazed that we can fill Nambole
Yeah, over 40,000.
Over 40,000. But you see, rally is a very interesting thing. Everybody thinks those who go to watch the rally originate from Kampala. But even the indigenous people where we go, when the rally car shoots by, it takes about 5 minutes and the whole street is full. So our event being the biggest one, we have I think about 4 of the most sophisticated cars which are driven at the world level coming to Uganda. So the attraction is there. One of them is around, it's owned by Yasin Nasser. It's called Nemo. That's his nickname for it. But recently, in yesterday's event, we had an event in Buloba yesterday. They call it, the Luganda name is Kawumbi.
I've had some people say, call it a shopping mall.
It's a shopping mall.
Shopping mall.
So there's another gentleman coming from Kenya who has one like that, and probably another one. So we expect a huge number of people. Any region between 40 to 50,000 people watch our event. We advise, I welcome every Ugandan to the motorsport experience. Please do not miss this opportunity. Motorsport is a very interesting thing. You meet so many people. Outside the car, there's a lot that goes on. You get to meet long lost friends. You get to meet new friends. You make associations with people. You get to contribute to people's lives where you have gone. Because when we're in the community, the lady who is selling matoke, the one who is selling gonja, the one who is selling tea in the morning, all these people benefit from our
you know sometimes, and Albert, I like the argument you make, and I've always argued on this. I come from a position of privilege as a fan, then as a journalist, and also as a sports administrator, because I've worked in government with the National Council of Sports. Sometimes when we want to sell sport to the powers where we think they can make a difference in terms of financial support or whatever kind of organizational support, I've always looked at the forward and backward linkages. And when I look at motorsports, it's almost impossible to compare to any sport in this country. That when you take the rally cars to Rukunjiri, like they did at the end of last year, that was totally new to Rukunjiri. Probably many people there had never seen a rally car. Probably if I have a hotel that has 10 rooms, it has never been full at all at any one time. Maybe until there's a party delegates conference once every 5 years. So for rally to be able to do these things, these are the things like I look at every time, and I think FMU should be selling first. Because we keep talking tourism, and you know, in our minds, tourism is someone saving for their holiday somewhere in Canada or in Belgium, the Muzungu, and then he comes here like Rob Walker, who was seated right there, and then we think that is a tourist. But when I walk out of Kampala to go and watch this rally, perhaps I'm going to spend a minimum of 500,000 shillings into the same economy. So these are the kind of arguments we should be making. And the same way, probably when you live, and I know rally drivers are very uncomfortable with this subject, when you ask them about how much goes into this preparation for rally, how much they do invest, Omar would be in a better position, while Albert has been part of a rally team.
Spectators don't really pay.
No,
they don't pay to watch, but they spend money on the economy.
Yeah, but the money, does it end up in the pockets of
it doesn't.
I would like to just point on that one. We have made a case for that. We did an impact assessment of motorsport, and we did present to NCS, and I'm happy to note that they are listening to us now.
They're finally seeing it.
They're seeing what our value is, and they have responded positively. I think on one of the news, the new Minister of State for Sports,
Peter Wang,
did say that we are the biggest sport in Uganda, which me and Umar will definitely defend. 101 times we are the biggest. And the impact direction is being seen. So we affect this economy, in my opinion, very, very highly.
So there's a gentleman called Mr. Economy in Zambia. But Omar, the price.
I'll tell you, for instance, before I go to the price.
Because I remember last time you people were in Nairobi for that World Rally Championship event, and you had profound challenges getting your cars to the level where they could be passed, but you could go on.
Yeah, so talking about tourism, so we're actually doing the start of the source of the Nile.
Yeah.
So we have the start of the actual source of the Nile, where the Speke Monument is. So we are going to be showcasing, the best that Uganda has to offer to the world. When you guys come to beam it live, our ceremonial start will be there. And personally, I've also used Rally to really tour the country. There are so many villages I would never have gone to if it wasn't for Rally. So I would say that the average Rally driver is going to be spending anywhere between 10 and 50 million to do this event.
Depending on what kind of car is
what
using.
kind of car, and whatever. Because if you see the 4 tires on that car, yeah.
Let's start with just the
4
tire.
tires. The 4 tires on that car is 6 million shillings. Just the 4 tires, and you'll have 12 tires.
Have you had that? Have you done the math?
I'm about to say, but
Have you done the math? 18
them?
million. Then I've seen drivers, for example, just for the shocks.
Yes.
Yeah, the shocks they use are not the ones that navigate our potholes. From here to wherever you live, they are totally different and designed for this. But before the two of you go, and I know maybe I'll give you the last one, there's something that I've been burning to say, may not be even related to Rally. One, first of all, to Omar. For the viewers, I owe Omar a story. Omar told me some years back to do a story about the preparation for Rally, just to spend time with the driver before you find him on the day when they are competing, and to understand what they are going through, their emotions, the preparation. Of course, I've been able to see drivers doing their recce, which is where they do their final pace notes. They go, and sometimes you find you go there and do your pace notes when the road is dry, then you show up when it's rained, and it certainly doesn't work. So Omar, I still owe you that story. I think at some point we'll find a way and get a driver and then move with them and see what goes into Rally before they race. Then I was very happy today to meet Albert. It's actually my first time. I've seen him on posters and I've heard him on radio. But Albert here happens to be a brother to one of my friends who passed on. Peter Fong. Used to be a rugby journalist for New Vision and taught me a lot about rugby. When I just started covering the game. He actually, one of the statements he told me in the early years, he said, Ismail, you know way too much about rugby for you to tell us about scores. Tell us about what actually happened in the game beyond the scores. And it actually made me a better rugby person. And I think that's the same kind of thing that Omar saw in me, that he wanted me to go and see the Rally beyond the times that the person who won did 1 hour, 15 minutes and everything. The next one was 2 minutes adrift and those kind of things. So when you were
also passing on to me.
So I was very glad that they are the two people actually who show up tonight. For that. So I that's my vote of thanks to both of you.
And just your final words. I'll start with Omar.
So it's going to be a wet rally, so I'm advising the rally fans to show up.
What? Omar,
it is wet.
What if a sun, this country?
No, I can promise you that at least on one of the days
it's going to rain.
It's going to rain. It's the same exact weekend as what you're seeing on TV.
Okay.
Same exact weekend of the year.
Climate warming.
No. I think those people are lying. The climate change people. So it's going to rain. So please bring your raincoats and umbrellas. But also we've provided for you very, very nice viewing spots. So get there early, get your spot, sit down and enjoy yourself safely. Do not try to move and chase the cars. No, the cars are going to come to you. Be confident and just stay there and enjoy. And otherwise,
may a Ugandan win. Can you say that?
May a Ugandan.
The best man.
May the best man win.
May the best man win,
For me, I'd like to say, first of all, thank you very much for honoring my brother by giving that story here. Peter was very interested in rugby. He came for Rally once or twice, but he didn't stay too long. So that's it.
May so rest in peace.
I would just like to say that, again, I would like to tell the fans we have to be safe. Omar has designed a very, very good route for us. It is quick, regardless of the rain. So We need to keep safe. We need to be in the spectator stages as we've done. We have organized for you interaction with our sponsors, which will benefit you in your personal lives, in your business, and so on and so forth. So while you're in these spectator stages, make sure you get to where the sponsors are and get information from them. For everybody going down to Jinja, it would be important to try to take some V-Power on that day, and to do some transactions with KCB Bank, who is also part of our sponsors, and sleep at the Source of the Nile Hotel, so that these people who have made this happen come along with others. Otherwise, thanks NTV for having us here, and anytime we will definitely want to come back.
Yeah, sure. There should be something you can say in Uganda during the week. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
of course.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, we will now look at what's happening locally in our 256